So they see this all happen. We see Gilgir's movements, and with his deep ward that he placed, he's scouting all this out so they get that matchup that they want to be able to put that pressure on. And now it's good for Creepwave, because now it's an Underlord in the safe lane versus Monkey King rather than in the opposite lane. So he'll have a good way to get farm down here.
And then what, in this mid lane, you expect Stormstormer to cause some issues for Maureen?
No, Maureen will be able to farm just fine. You can get good farm on the Invoker. If you're Quas Wex, you can kind of get... You're just going to get outlast hit some of the times until you hit like level 4 or so and you just play the sustain game. With the Force Spirit, you'll stay even very nicely.
And as you said, you know, he loves to do this Exalt build, still Stormstormer. What is sort of his item build after the Midas? Does he get like an early Axe, or what do you go for after Midas on Exalt and Invoker now?
Some action happening top really quick. He'll be okay. He does it. It's the same build every game. It's always the same thing that we've seen. It's always the Midas, Yule's Blink, etc. bots.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think some games he throws a BKB in between if he needs it, but it's really just super standard by Stormstormer. He doesn't really go outside of his comfort. I've seen like a Maelstrom, I think, picked up in some games, maybe, but
a Maelstrom?
It's really just the same build. Yeah, I think when he was like snowballing and he was against...
Sure, yeah. Top lane Fishman. Ooh, arrow's not going to connect. Crystallis is trying to finish off rASmus as Crystallis won't be able to find the kill. But Gilgir, he will. Fishman going down here. First blood to smashes. I mean, they're very close there to Crystallis finding that, but couldn't quite get the last few hits in.
And we're seeing mid, Maiden is doing really well in these first 2-3 levels. Now Stormstormer, he's got the level 2 Exort with the Force Spirit, so he should catch right back up in this. Bottom, they're able to get a side pull off. This is really nice for the Underlord to fix the positioning of the lane so he doesn't have to play so close to the tower and have the chase potential for Monkey King. Nice stuff from Creepwave down bottom. And just this lane setup is really nice. Look at rASmus top, even getting pressured.
Yeah, they're able to get the kill on him. This time he doesn't manage to make it away. And Gilgir as well, also kind of trapped here. He's going to put the Fairy Fire, try and get himself through the trees. He's able to block him off, and that will cause enough distraction and confusion for Gilgir to make it away, but still out of mana, out of health. He's not in a very strong position at all to keep himself in that lane.
Really nicely done up top. I'm loving the way Fishman's playing it. I know it's more of like a standard now in the CM, but just having the double nukes versus the Beastmaster is amazing. Boar is never an issue. And they're actually always able to beat the harassment from Mirana, because Mirana is a weak kind of harasser in a way. Just you have to land the fortunate arrows, or you're just playing for an XP advantage in the lane. And rASmus is going to have a tough time catching back up at the start here. Very ideal lanes his bottom. They won't even find Alex.
Let's get his tower cancelled, but a little unfortunate there, but giving up the kill, that's maybe enough for Alex to be happy about.
Maureen's still crushing this mid lane, actually. I don't think he's missed many last hits at all. Doing an excellent job of just pulling the wave onto his high ground, so he has a good way to last it. And we have those runes coming out shortly, so for smashers, it's much more important for them to check those to deny the rune from Maureen. And they're going to double check it, just sure.
Maureen.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Find himself Gilgir as War is able to juke the Sunstrike.
Yes.
And got the Fairy Fire and the Pulse. He's trying to play against Gilgir, and he'll be able to keep himself alive, but of course likely to have to take the walk back to base here.
Nice juke of the Sunstrike, though. I think he was... Ooh, sorry about that. I think he was checking the mana of Stormstormer, so he saw the mana go down and instantly just took a step back. That was nicely done with his ward. And the fact that Underlord has the same last hits as Monkey King, just because of this lane setup, is huge for the side of Creepwave. This whole... The way that they just shifted the lane positioning is perfect. It's having this Underlord bottom.
I can see the future too, Oracle.
Yeah, as you said, if it was any other way, they would really be struggling right about now. But as it is, they're doing fine.
Maureen.
Oh, he cancelled his TP.
He messed up his TP. I don't know if he double tapped it or clicked the wrong lane, but yeah, he's having to walk all the way back out to mid after walking all the way back to base. So that's after a pretty good start, that's really painful.
And the bounty rune gets killed by the Forge Spirit too on the left side there. Stormstormer microed it. But yeah, that really hurts. 6 now on this Invoker. And close to Once he hits 8, you're going to see those double force spirits, and then Malrine can't land. They are very, very strong at that point.
Sure. But you'd imagine by that point as well, Marine's going to be looking for action around the map, right?
Yeah, or they bring a hero mid, which
Sure.
actually they can't really bring a hero mid too well. CM and Phoenix a little bit tougher to set up for these ganks.
Nothing to your pile.
6-minute rune is hit. It's going to be anything good. Top lane Gilgir.
Perfect.
Really commit fully onto Crystallis. rASmus just being a little more cautious. After he knows how well these two can just turn and kill him.
He thought he would get more out of top, because if he goes bottom, it's not a good lane for him. So that is the weird thing, is for the Beastmaster, he wants to be versus the Wraith King, but it just didn't end up in his favor because of how it all was played out.
What need have I
Neither lane, top lane isn't that bad for him, but he has actually just missed a lot of last hits. Rune was checked. Stormstormer was able to get himself an arcane rune, so another rune for Malrine denied away with his empty bottle. Still doing a good job of getting all these last hits.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to still have the lead despite having to walk back and forth from base to your tower. Just it goes to show how well Malrine was doing.
And now he's making the move, but rASmus is very, very easily killable.
He's done the end. I mean, it's a level 6 Void Spirit. With a fair bit of burst. Another jump forward with the step, and rASmus is gone. I think Creepwave
will get the kill on the side though, and get an earn charge out of it. But yeah, losing the Beastmaster again, and a hero who wants to snowball with his early book won't have this timing versus the Wraith King.
I think there's definitely going to be calls to be made that they know rASmus is having a rough time. If they can just keep killing him off this early, it's as you say, he's already on a hero that's hard to come back into the action, but with the slow start that he's had, it's going to feel pretty impossible.
He's got a lot of heals going. He's got a Fairy Fire as well. He actually be okay here. It's going to be close.
Oh, nice bound.
Oh, nice.
Stop the Firestorm coming down. That would have killed him for sure. Level 3 Firestorm.
Normally, carry players don't have the map awareness to save their support players, but he nicely does. Gilgir on the chase behind Fishman and Crystallis. Crystallis is a 6 now, so they can't slow him down, but with an arrow and a Sunstrike, they still can get kills.
Marlene, though, being able to do a good job of making the moves and also holding up the tower. Again, unlucky with the rune
Not
spawn.
Rune, though. Poor guy.
That would have been a nice
rune. He checks the rune where the Forge Spirit is going to. He's making the smart move to be able to get in. And it's on the opposite one every single time. Stop Fishman.
Gilgir's trying to go for him. Well, Fishman has got Crystallis by his side, so the Smashers can't really commit.
The arrow.
Oh, nicely. I mean, Fishman, he was very tunnel vision there on rASmus. Totally forgot about the prospects of an arrow coming in from behind him.
Poor CM too. I think she's trying to like sidestep the Sunstrikes and everything too. So just like arrows, Sunstrikes, all these things she has to watch out for. As Malrine, another move top. Just keep pressuring rASmus as well as Gilgir. That's Gilgir's last leap.
Malrine's grabbed him with the Remnant. Gilgir, he's looking. Oh, the Jukes! No, he's got him. Surely. Oh, that was close though.
That was the broom handle.
I mean, it really was. Malrine would have missed out. He would have missed out on that kill otherwise, for sure.
That was cute.
As of course, with these moves though, Stormstormer and his Exalt build does allow him to put a lot of pressure on this tier 1 tower.
And he's got the double forge, he's got the Midas coming out, now he has his own strength and power window where we'll see what he wants to do with it. As I said, it's always the same build for him though. That Midas into the box, into like Blinker Yules.
Oh.
Sunstrike bottom.
So now bottom, the tree has been cut there from Ace. So I won't be put under any threat there, Zamar and Alex. Be a little careful. Still pretty scary right now with the treads of the Orb of Corrosion. Can easily stand his ground against these heroes and fight back.
Yeah, now it's much harder for Amar to actually lane because of the skill build and just the levels and items that have come out. Yeah, she's much more careful and doesn't have a pointed pit yet. He's holding on to a point though. Might even be eyeing out the 2 points in a second as Alex dives forward, might pay with his life.
Oh, the Sunstrike. Easy kill there for Stormstormer.
My path leads
Dire's
to
bottom tower
riches.
is under attack.
Careful with giving those up. That's only going to accelerate the timing. Stormstormer's bots after the Midas that he's making very good progress on. Him and Malrine still there at the top though. Malrine being able to match his farm with the kills that he has been involved in so far. As still not a whole lot of killing happening this game. 10 minutes, 3 for 4. We'll see top.
But he's clearing out the fort. Can we get actually how many fort spirits he's killed? Because I've seen now several times where he's taken out either the single or double fort spirits of Stormstormer. So that's why you see his gold is boosted up a bit there. I've seen quite a lot of them.
rASmus, he's got the raw.
Okay,
He might just pop it for Fishman. He's going to, yeah.
Tower is under attack.
That's the
Radiant's
combo.
courier
Raw into
has
Tower
been
into
killed.
Sunstrike. We'll take down a large amount of these heroes. Or at least bring them very close to falling. Crystallis and
Especially when
Alex
it's-
are ready to punch back.
Yeah, it's a high level. It's level 5 too on the Exort with a fairy trinket. So some nice spell damage boosted into it. Those are gonna be pretty painful, especially versus these squishy supports. Marine will have his bottle refilled. It looks like, yeah, Fishman wanted to keep him on the map as much as possible. And they really want to try to take this top tower. They've got the skeletons, a couple of them up. Alex is zoning away Gilgir, while bottom we'll see Ace pushing on the opposite front. And Amar, he'll just rift to push out the wave with the nice fires. All right, so the team without Beastmaster is the one who gets the first tier 1. Pretty good showing right now from Creepwave in that
Radiant's
start.
bottom tower is under attack.
Goes showing up rASmus is having to play a bit of a catch-up game after a rough lane.
Yeah, he's got the book at least. It's not the worst timing with just being 0-2.
No, sure.
Not too shabby. And he is versus Wraith King, so it's always going to have a really big merit, even that book 1.
Illusion.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And now we're seeing Stormstormer with the bots. He's looking to start moving around the map, starting to move from that mid lane. Sunstrike already to scout. And oh my god, beautiful. Nicely done, Ace.
Around the mid, rASmus.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Creepwave are going to make a move as well. They find him.
Radiant structures are
Is
fortified.
there a
They're really trying to make this game hard for rASmus. They really are. 0.
After the last
Two
one,
now.
for sure, right?
Dire's
Like you whipped some
middle
black
tower
holes, now we're
is
going to make
under
your next
attack.
game miserable.
I think that's what it is. They've noticed, you know, rASmus definitely in a potentially vulnerable position after a rough game 2.
Mid tower getting pushed as well. Nice rotation coming out from Amar, so they'll be able to
Dire's
do a
middle
good
tower
tower
has
trade. 2 towers taken as the one gets taken from the side.
Oh, here we go. We're going to catch that Stormstrike on the camera here. We didn't get it earlier.
Oh, you didn't see it? Yeah, that was a beautiful
But
one.
we did have it beautifully there on the replay. Thank you. Thank you for that. Excellent.
And now you see why I was a little excited, because the Boundless was pretty dope.
Ace has, he's got the Maelstrom done now. So his farm's going to really begin to accelerate. How are we seeing on
Radiant are
Crystallis'
scanning.
first item? Yeah, armlet 900 into the blink. Very much going for this active build.
rASmus on the hunt for Amar. They've got the roar. Gets rooted for a second, but he's still looking pretty troublesome.
He's got Rift in a few seconds. If he can live long enough, there's no chance. Damage coming out from this Stormstormer Invoker just spreads through the Underlord.
And Ace is with the Maelstrom. He's ready to fight too. He can show up. His Wukong's very threatening with this Maelstrom in comparison to when you have an Axe. So they do have really good fight around Ace now too. Still very close game here. Less than 1k gold lead.
Yeah, it feels like
Wraith King's still in a good position.
yeah. And even though it is sort of just the 2 cores of smashes that are very farmed, you know, rASmus still needing a bit of catch up. It feels that their heroes can do just so much, especially having the backup of the Oracle. But even these heroes are going to be able to get in there. Stormstormer has been found. Out on his own. There's a Moonlight Shadow though. He's trying to get out, but they're prepared with the dust. Very nice catch to find there. Yep, and tips coming out as well. They know that that was a juicy one there, catching Stormstormer. Both him and Ace, very valuable kills right now.
Yeah, Malrine level 12. All of his rotations have been successful. 3-0-1. He's just doing a great job of being that counterplay rather than just farming. He's the one being very active around the map in comparison to the Invoker. Super nice stuff from him. Again, I'm always just impressed with Malrine how much he's able to do with his rotations. He's really good at these elusive ganking mid laners.
And there we go. That's the start you're after, Fog. So it's, yeah, made the Void Spirit about 500 gold so
It's
far.
a lot.
From the Void
It's
Spirit.
a lot. rASmus mid. They see him.
Straight onto him as soon as he starts hitting the creep, but he's going to be safe this time around. Fogs promised the roar, comes out onto Marin as they look to turn. Fishman popping the ult. They're looking to take him out with a Rift, but they've already lost the 3 of them. They do end up killing rASmus. He will die at the end of it all, but it cost them 3 heroes. So this time around, Creepwave may be committing a little too hard into to get the Beastmaster kill.
And I see exactly. Gilgir is owning, by the way, 5-1 and 3. Exactly what he needs to do in the game. He buys drum, so they have even more attack speed, auras, and everything working together with them. He just leaps, kills the egg by himself. No help from anybody else. So he's always going to be doing that, and that's his job. Take out the egg, which is the big team fight for the side of Creepwave. A little bit too pushed forward, though. Them just really wanting to kill Misery. Maybe getting a little bit too bloodthirsty.
Yeah. If that's the situation going to play out again, it's definitely the point where killing the Beastmaster is not going to feel too great. But once you killed him so many times and he's been set back as far as he has been, you're not going to get too much for taking him down right now.
No, and it's a kill, and look at the positioning of where that kill was too, right? There's no tower there. There's not really anything for them to gain besides just getting a kill. So it's actually a pretty devastating one for them, as now lane's gonna get forced out by the side of Smashers, and they're also gonna be coming back up for the next fight. So let's see if they can actually take advantage of the window where Roar / Wukong's command are on cooldown for a moment.
It's not gonna be much though, because Roar pretty much is back there.
Ace is actually just stalking on the side. Malrine has a good read of this right now, though. Waiting for the jump in from the monkey.
Alex. Broad stun strike down on Alex. They take out the Phoenix. Slow Misery, is he going to be able to get out of this? He's in Moonlight Shadow and the backup soon from Stormstormer, so they cannot commit to get anything in return here, Creepwave, as they'll end up losing Fishman as well. And the rest of them have to retreat.
And immediately when Roar comes back up, right, they find the opportunity to get it. And that all happens when you do make these aggressive moves without an actual objective in mind, right? Like the Roar just comes up back at this perfect time where the lane's in a bad place for Creepwave. So just have to be a little bit better when they do make those aggressive moves about where it's going to be.
Radiant are scanning.
4K lead
Ace.
now for Hellbear Smashers as Stormstormer and Ace bigger and bigger right now. I mean, Crystallis and Malrine doing a good job of keeping up, but won't quite be able to farm at the same pace as these two heroes. Stormstormer with his Midas, and of course Ace with his Maelstrom.
Yeah, Crystallis has opted to just go for hardcore single target build. Rather than going for Radiance, he's going for Deso. Mid.
tOfu still got the ult ready to pop. And he's going to pop it. They probably are going to have damage though to take him out through it though. Crystallis will stay on target. And indeed, not enough heals for tOfu to be able to offset that. At the same time, we have down here, dying to the Void Spirit again. rASmus was caught out, back over towards mid. Creepwave's not quite done. They're able to continue moving on. They get Gilgir as well, so 3 heroes there, caught out one by one. Crystallis,
This bottom ward did work. Just spotting Misery when he's just backing up and farming. Then they know they can make this aggressive move top, and they can kill him bottom with the Void Spirit. That was a very nice move for Creepwave.
Radiant's top tower.
Reassert their dominance in this game, and now they have the enemy jungle to control too with some vision. That's definitely what they needed.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Shut down that
Dire's top
did
tower
have growing.
is under attack.
bit. Down to 2k. Beastmaster has the blink, so solid way to set things up in. Open up any fight with this blink roar, and seen with the Sunstrike plus any follow-up, they'll get the kill. Crystallis, finding Gilgir.
I think that's the reason why he went for it, right? Because I don't really ever see non-book 3s first on the Beastmaster, but because he has the damage from elsewhere, I guess he feels like it'll be just he goes for this. And he has been shut down. He probably just knows that. So next things I'm a little worried for Creepwave is just getting levels on their supports. I want Alex to start focusing more on himself, get this nice level 12, so his egg can actually be slightly more protected. Because Gilgir is just really out-leveling him so much, and he has Tread's Drum. He's gonna kill this egg every time.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's to the point where Alex, I can't really
Yeah. He's going to build toward the halberd. I think this is actually the right approach, because then if he just halberds the Mirana and then pops the egg, it'll most likely go off in most of these situations. Ace at the ready to fight, though. Ace does have his BKB ready, and they almost have Stormstormers as well, too. So I do think Hellbear Smashers are probably looking for the fight right now, looking for a catch.
Nice. Trying to get someone started here. Sunstrike's off the mark, and yeah, Smashers will do their best to get away from this one. Just force at least Creepwave to fully react. Creepwave all come back towards this tower in anticipation of a fight, but Smashers poking out a reaction. Creepwave will make sure that fight still happens, though, as they're up the smoke.
They have the ward down.
Still, they can find the jump in. Crystallis is able to get to the side, avoid Ace, but still the ice falls down. Crystallis is being controlled by this pulse now. Ace is going to get the ultimate out. Crystallis caught in the midst of the Wukong's command. They're going to triple over off towards the side, so they cannot quite get over towards the end. Maureen, the only one to fall so far. Looks like Fishman will also get taken out. Crystallis, Alex, and Amar left, and they've already got the catch on a Crystallis. He's got to be careful. That reincarnation already being used. Arrow out to Amar. Jump forward. Crystallis has got a lot of damage. He's trying to take down rASmus, but he can't quite get the finishing hit in, as they'll lose 2 more. As both Amar and Crystallis will fall, and around this area where Hellbear Smashers can very easily sweep into the pit.
They had ward vision in the back of the fight, so they felt very confident going in. Poor Maureen astral steps into an arrow, into a Fortune's End, into a roar, into a Sunstrike, dies before getting a single spell off in the fight.
Let's
and
watch him again. There goes the point spread. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's just everything thrown down on the Void Spirit.
Radiant's middle tower is
And the egg,
attack.
it's in a nice defensive posture all the way on the left, but that means they can all just reset on the right and then just go back in for the fight, and from there it's impossible. Poor Maureen just getting a bit unlucky, but also a sick arrow from Gilgir, kind of maybe reading the play or just getting that nice angle to a little muffled.
I mean, yeah, either way, I think the arrow was going to hit onto Maureen or was going to get Crystallis, so it's going to be a great shot either way.
Gilgir is honestly the MVP right now for me. He's really owning with all of his plays. He's level 15 as this Mirana too, and he's quite farmed.
Yeah,
a lot of these arrows have been huge.
And this 5th pick really working out. You know,
Yeah.
sort of game or so far. You know, sometimes the 5th pick not really utilized to great effect, but this game, you know, without doubt, as you say, this Mirana from Gilgir has. You couldn't have put anything else better in this position to finish the draft off.
Take us.
Bottom, Alex. Bottom by Stormstormer. Got the dive. He's actually going to pop the egg. Alacrity. Stormstormer now getting stunned.
Yeah, Crystallis is in. They're going to have to counterplay. They can. All right, there you go. 10 out of 10 bait there from Alex. As Crystallis close enough to turn things around. As we saw, the BKB is not going to help whatsoever against these hits of the Wraith King with the Armlet Desolator. Crystallis, he's taking out this Invoker kind of 2 hits, 2 crits at least.
Yeah, the Imp Clock crit also comes into play there. A big one. Didn't get the BKB off pre-stun, so it does go down. Now they're looking to punch even more. Ace in a good spot.
He's going to try and turn onto Maureen. And Maureen still with measures available to get out of the Wukong's command. See if they can do anything about this, as they're actually rather low. Ace, he's not going to have the backup of tOfu either. tOfu dying. Ace is going to go for the TP out, and with the BKB, nothing to put a stop to it there. Ace will manage to escape.
Nice hit by Creepwave. Just quick movements and just quick reads of the map, just collapsing on top of there right after the Invoker does knife bottom. No hesitation. Themselves some more time to farm and catch back up after that disastrous fight that they had before. No egg now for 45 seconds, so let's see if Smashers do look to try to take advantage of that by any mean. Do they have a smoke on anybody around here? They don't. Looks like they're just looking to finish an item up. Gilgir almost has BKB too, so he's really just going to focus this egg every time. Now, I mean, once he has that, the egg will die again also, even if he gets hit by any spells. And he'll have a cover versus Halberd. Knows his job.
Full physical.
The prize is
the
mine.
AC.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Always
under
have to
attack.
build a BKB when you're playing versus Invoker, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially when, you know, Stormstormers They did get caught out that once. Other than that, Stormstormer having a very good game. 726 top net worth.
As he tends to.
Out on the hunt again.
Yeah, his Invoker just tends to have these games. He's got the shard too, so he's got this long distance ice wall that he can cast in fights too for kiting.
Vanish.
Oh,
Ace.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
see him here. But
Dire's structures are fortified.
observe a sentry combo from Creepwave's giving them pretty good info around it. Show himself mid. You're gonna have Malrine. Ooh.
That's what Astral
That is indeed. And Ace, he's going to drop the balance. He's ready to try and punish this. Wukong's command down. Ammar caught in the middle of it all. Ammar's going to go out. He's dead. The supernova off to the side, but again, they're just able to kite it off. Stay to the side as the egg poses no threat.
Alex just scared to put any more of an aggressive egg because of Gilgir. He puts in the most defensive place possible. They just reset away. Oracle ult was used, and now they're setting up on the side on Ace. But he still has Aegis. Look, rASmus is already setting up for bottom as they're
Crystallis.
in.
Oh, he's in on him. He's going through rASmus. Will get the roar off in time, but rASmus is dead. Can they take down Crystallis twice? They'll be able to burn his mana in the balance. They've got the reincarnation. They go for a second time. They're Malrine moving over towards tOfu. They're slowing down Crystallis here with the ice wall, but he's able to get out of range of it. Remnant out to grab back tOfu. tOfu, can he protect himself? He cannot. The pulse finishes him off. Creepwave trying to chase from one as Ace is low. 15 seconds left on the Aegis. Crystallis tries to get in, but Stormstormer turns with the BKB, and they're able to bring him down. Crystallis will fall. Alex still trying to chase the two of them, but Stormstormer's out with the Ghost Ward. And Ace is able to make it away in the trees.
As the Aegis does get reclaimed. So they're able to actually disengage pretty decently, only losing rASmus again, which I feel like happens every single time. But they get the important heroes out. And Crystallis, he does go down there at the end. Really a big important kill. He's going to be 40 seconds where he doesn't have the time to be able to farm on the map, where Ace, he just finished up his Aghanim Scepter, and he'll be able to get a lot of farm during this downtime with no Wraith King.
And that's what we're seeing really for rASmus. It doesn't really matter now if he gets taken out. As long as he's got his blink roar off, he's kind of done the job that he set out to do whilst playing in this position with the sort of slowdown in farm that he's had. I mean, even saying that though, you sort of look at the comparison between him and Ammar. Ammar's not that far ahead on the Underlord. He's also starting to slow down in farm this game.
No, Ammar's game it's really hard. He's just what he's up against versus Monkey King and the Invoker. He can't move in the fights. 340 move speed. There's an ice wall that gets laid down. Like, this is just a really hard game for the Underlord to get this farm. So similar as for rASmus, he is getting punished. All set up around top. Stormstormer split pushing bottoms, which means his cooldown on TP 20 seconds. Creepwave can actually find something while inching over they can. Okay, Paladin Sword, not bad. Wraithking's gonna be able to get a little bit more of that. And an Elven Tunic as well, whichever one he wants to choose.
Actually, gonna see Creepwave take everybody back to base.
Okay. Maybe, okay, looking for a smoke play. Like, that's a little bit of a weird move there.
Just let's get out of it.
Yeah, they saw the Invoker pushing bottom, so it's just it's an interesting move for them to just reset their whole positioning.
Maybe there was some item pickups thing there.
Yeah. More farm for the side of Smashers as they're able to split up. A decent amount on the map. They'll swing over and look for this Invoker, but I think Stormstormer is just more than aware to back away after he gets a lot of damage on bottom tower.
Radiant are scared.
Good ward coverage on this left side of the map from Creepwave. If they can claim the high ground over here, they might be able to take a fight. But Smashers get the high ground first, it'll be hard. Yeah, Smashers, they do get it. Alex, he's looking to walk over. They still have this ward. They're looking to play around it.
Crystallis is going to start things off with the dead Oracle. tOfu's going to be gone. Malrine, seeing if you can grab anything else. Remnant nearly catching Ace. Ace is out and away.
That ward, just immediately when they see the Oracle, they know they can jump in. tOfu has to be more careful of his positioning there, especially when he has Aether Lens and Keen Optic. You can stay pretty far out of the fight, but gets caught. Now they're very aware that there is ward vision over there on the side of Smashers, and they'll continue their split up and split pushing it. It's almost a hex on Stormstormer.
The
So
prize is
Malrine,
mine.
he's been a nuisance for the majority of this game, but once that Hex comes out, it's going to be much harder for him to be able to do all these things in fights.
Huge amount of single target now. Anyone that gets Raw or Hex is dead for sure. I mean, do they have any sort of items or saves? They don't really, right? The best thing is a Dark Rift, and that takes time. So nothing to instantly protect anybody that gets committed on by the full potential of Hellbear's combo.
Alex has done a good job of making sure and being selfish, making sure that he's got good levels. Almost level 18, so he almost has level 3 egg to deal with Gilgir's annoyance. That's pretty decent for him, and he'll be able to finish it off right here. So level 3 egg, gonna make their team fight a lot stronger. He also has they gave him the Vambrace. I saw he was holding the Fairy Trinket for a while, so now he has a little bit more spell amp. It's actually only 1% more spell than the Fairy Trinket. And there's the Hex. Stormstormer on the hunt. All of Creepwave still sticking together.
And I have with this, a little hard to get in onto Creepwave as you stay, not leaving any openings.
Radiant's bottom
They're
tower
fully
is under
prepared
attack.
for any sort of smoke play that does come their way.
And they've even got a gem as well picked up too on Amar. Fishman bought it for him versus this Mirana ult, and also just it's really about coverage of vision in these fights. When you're playing versus Beastmaster and Monkey King, it's really all about those
Radiant's
initiations
bottom
that gets to
tower
start.
has fallen.
They're gonna swing over to their jungle. They still have very good vision over here. This Obscene Sentry full duration, just chilling up here, watching all of Smashers.
Yeah, they're happy to take a fight
Gilgir.
around here. As they're in, Gilgir has to put that BKB, cannot risk getting stunned by Crystallis.
And they immediately have to split up and go for the opposite side as they swing all of Creepwave's heroes bottom.
The Giants are scanning.
Ace building toward that next item, getting close to Scotty. A little bit more farm
Malrine.
Malrine.
He's found tOfu, tOfu's out.
It isn't prophecy so much as
Without the
foresight.
Oracle definitely giving a good 50 seconds or so where Creepwave won't be too worried about any moves being made by Hellbear Smashers.
Even though they're swinging as 5 heroes on Creepwave around the map, they're doing a good job of catching and not falling too far behind like gold or experience while doing it.
Yeah, it's pretty much stayed
So
the
they're-
same difference.
Yeah, they're forcing these rotations from Smashers, and it's actually working for them to get the
Radiant are
pickoffs.
scanning.
How they smoke immediately too, while this Oracle's still dead, and they get a scan for a second on this high ground. I'm able to find.
Gilgir's BKB is still on cooldown.
Oh, yeah, he's caught. He's dead.
It's still on for 10 seconds after being forced to pop it down early on the bottom half.
And Roche is up. 60 seconds, no Mirana. He might have to just buy back if they want to look to fight her.
They're going to take it so quickly as well with Crystallis' build. It's Desto. Smashers, as you say, that they're definitely going to want to try and fight around it. They've got good fight around it. With Ace. They're gonna go for it. Ballast. Oh, it's down to the 3 of them. They start the fight straight away with the dead CM. As Fishman's taken out, he'll buy back. Wanting to be here for the full 5-on-5. Crystallis getting very low in the pit. They'll be able to force him out to the side, and he's away. Starts to heal up on the neutrals as they protect the reincarnate. Stormstormer. The setup onto Amar. They're ready to just drop the rod. A Supernova will be popped very far away on the high ground. They're able to keep the edge on it as Ace stands his ground, gets the Wukongs out. They'll burn through the reincarnate once. Crystallis is able to get the blink off on the second life, but now Fishman's dead for a full minute. There's no Wukong's command, but likewise for Creepwave, they don't have the Supernova. They're going to have to go for some sort of crazy blink play from Crystallis and Malrine leading into the pit. They want to try and steal this. As Smashers, they're still committing to finish off the Roche. Brennan will grab Stormstormer out to the side. As Roche is falling low. Ace is about to finish it off. Can Creepwave time the steal here? They can't. As the kill is not quite been picked up yet against the Aegis. Finally, Ace is able to grab it. Crystallis commits him with the BKB. He's able to take down tOfu. Turns over towards Ace. And then Crystallis knows with the BKB wearing off, he's got to step to the side. Amar is just going to look to try and take them all out of there. He's not going to be able to get Alex back safely, but he will manage to get the rest of them back home.
The King's gratitude is worth more than gold.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Wow. What a great fight from Smashers, and a pretty disastrous one actually coming out from Creepwave. The egg again. I feel like he's just this time he feels with
Playing it
level
very
3 egg
safe.
halberd. It was way too safe this time, the way it was set up, and also just watch. They have to watch out how they stack up. This Alacrity Boundless Strike nearly killed the CM before the fight starts both times, and it hits 3 heroes. So right away, these fights are looking difficult for them to actually just walk in and approach versus this Monkey King.
We'll say it again.
Damage.
As you say, this egg just so far went Ace getting a great position to not only lay down the balance, but the way he can put out this Wukong's, and now suddenly they can't get anywhere close to Smashers. They have to wait it out on the high ground, and as you see, Crystallis, he has to just blink out of there. He can't stay on the front and fight into that Wukong's command as Ace just, controlling the fight completely, and as you can see, he's having a continued brilliant game, level 24. The back of that fight, 7-0-11. He hasn't slipped up once this game.
Yeah, the dream really for him. Just the Alacrity Boundless Strike is actually pretty crazy versus these squishy supports. It's a 1500 CM that nearly died instantly before the fight even kicks off. Orb Corruption, Orb Destruction also helps quite a bit, of course, but
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Again, you know, just the fact that he is doing this off the back of the hero being the first pick. So while it was something that was kind of questioned and criticized overall, we've seen 2 games in a row now where first pick carry Monkey King has had just an incredible game, with the enemy team unable to do anything about it so far.
yeah, and this one he didn't like dominate his lane because he was in the safe lane versus an Underlord. He was put off lane. Sure, he still versed the Underlord, but he was slowed down a little bit because of it. So he's had just, great game, him and Stormstormer so far. These 2 cores really crushing it. It's Invoker, that's why they opened with it, right? He really wanted to play it this game. He's excelled on it majority of the games they have had him on it, and again, continuing to do so.
Tower is under attack.
No, because in terms of the drafts, I guess the Stormstormer's Invoker pretty much banned out every time in the second phase.
That's a good question, actually. I didn't check every time. It was banned quite a lot of
Radiant
games,
are scanning.
Now, you know, such a quick sort of, I mean, not necessarily turn of events. They were behind, but now they're really behind. 20k gold.
Now the fight's
look at that drop off. I mean, it was held so gradually around the sort of 5 to 7k for about the last 15 minutes, but that Roche fight has just set this lead to new heights here for Hellbear Smashers.
Yeah, and like Marina is very good at what I was mentioning before. He's getting the pickoffs and stuff inside like the side lanes, but in the middle of the fights, a couple of times now, he jumps in and he's just dead. There's just overwhelming amount of damage for him to deal with, and he doesn't have much protection for himself after he couple astrals. He's just dead.
Radiant's middle tower has
Arrow. I mean, it's a hit, but not really anything they can do with this.
But I think they can probably go pick up those neutral items, get the 225s on the Invoker and Monkey King. The safest thing. As they also have a full Octarine coming out on the courier for our Stormstormer. Let's see what they get. They're actually just gonna continue pressuring it without picking up those new neutral items. It's fine.
Crystallis is trying to step in on him, but immediately losing
out of mana.
Pretty much his entire mana pool before the BKB comes off. So he's going to have to just use that BKB to run back to base.
I was about to be like, that's when you queue up your Ag Shard instantly, and he does right before I actually said it. They have to just watch this Rex die now.
How can they stop this? 40 seconds left on the Aegis. It's definitely going to be long enough for Ace to do the damage and take away this Rex. They'll get it without any move here from Creepwave being made, as they know that there's just not really any for them to make that.
They're expecting someone to maybe split push bottom. Looks like they were pinging it, but it's not going to be the case. Now they'll be able to back away, claim this outpost. Down bottom, denied away from Creepwave, and not get any neutral items from those 2 camps. Maybe the next camp. rASmus, any luck?
Nothing will stand in my way.
There we go. Yeah, telescope. Very nice for tOfu, and Aegis does get reclaimed.
And it's gone. They've still got a cheese, and they're DD now an Ace.
Yeah. Crystallis just really wants to get his Ag Shard now finished, so he doesn't have to pop his BKB every time there's an EMP down. And he'll have it finished. Ninja Gear. Level 25 on the Invoker and the Monkey King now also. And there's no way that Creepwave can actually get out there and get their own neutral items. They smoke,
Are they
but it's
trying to
under
get
vision.
out?
The ward did catch the end of that smoke there.
Well gotten, game.
Very hard for them to make a move. I mean, down 27k. They've got to find someone completely on their own.
And Ace is in position to break that smoke. Look at this. He's just walking between the two cliffs. Or the two ramps, sorry.
Yeah, they're not even going to try and come out. They know that their only real chance is going to be if Hellbear smashers do try and jump the mark a bit too much, get behind the tier 3s.
Shadows take us.
Try and punish them there. Getting outside of the base is just so hard to do right now.
Yeah, they're doing this smart. This is exactly how you should. And they have the ninja gear too on the Beastmaster, so there's just no way that Creepwave can get outside of their base whatsoever. All 3 side lanes being forced in. That bottom's actually pushing out, but the other 2 lanes being pushed in. As they will find the best neutral item. Trickster Cloak is picked up, and now Stormstormer can get rid of his fairy trap. I think that's my favorite one.
What do you mean? Which one?
The Trickster Cloak. Just
I mean,
insane
in
item.
terms of... Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna pop the Wraith.
Oh, that was very close to being able to do so.
The arrow will hit, but they can't commit.
Trickster Cloak, whatever sort of tier 4s I'd say rival it. I mean, I'd say Trickster's Timeless Relic, Spell Prism. I'd say.
Yeah, those three are my favorite for sure.
Like they're ones that every game someone's going to want to use. Like sure, you know, there's others that are solid if you have like a hard hitting right clicker, melee carry or something. But those, it doesn't matter who you have in your lineup, someone's going to be very excited to get one of those.
Yeah, Trickster Cloak just has no animation either. It's just instant. You're just like, what the hell happened to this hero I was hitting? Oh, okay. And they're just gonna keep playing this smart game here for Smashers. Just keep them trapped in their base. Rogue's gonna be coming back soon. If they look to make any aggressive move, you'll punch back with more numbers. So you always just have this perfect positioning. And we'll find out in about 4 seconds how long for that rush. Ah, it's a short spawn, 20 seconds.
It's good news for Hellbears.
Yeah, they're gonna go send
Easy rush.
courier, at least one courier to scout it out.
Yeah. And if Creepwave might have to go for their last fight at the pit. I mean, how can they really let? I know, it's about how can they fight on the defensive when they've got the Aegis and the cheese. They're just gonna, they're just gonna be standing inside the base watching their racks for.
I'm gonna try to catch something on the outside here first. Using the EMP.
Crystallis. Get him out to the side with the force, and they will manage to keep him safe. But now, yeah, as soon as Roche is up, they're heading over to the pit. Creepwave, we'll see what they do. But you might be right, they might just realize that by the time they start to make moves towards the pit, Roshan's already going to go down. It's going to be a very quick Roche here. The amount of farm that Smashers have. With this, they'll be reaching about 30,000 gold lead now.
Oh boy. And a refresher shard on an Invoker. The most fun ever. Double deafening blasts, double meteors, double the fun. Not double cataclysm, unfortunately, it doesn't have bags, but oh well. Continue to be trapped in their base, hoping for that mistake. Wraith King now 25, so his damage kicks up a bit.
There's another DD rune as well for Smashers to push in with if they want to pick that up.
Of course.
Aghanim's done on Gilgir, so a bit of damage to come out in these team fights. Star Force. He's going to try and start it. He moves it straight away on the Invoker, but the false promise comes out from tOfu. The Stormstormer's allowed to reset and get back. Crystallis will be protected here. The first life as they get him up the high ground, but the Maiden, deafening blast catches him on the tip. As they bring him down the once, Mallory trying to get in to the front of this fight, but the roars up from rASmus. They'll force out Mallory to the side, but the Brutals is down, and he's able to live. Ace, he's not going to fall, so he keeps himself alive, just keeping the Brutals command going. At this huge area, just a nightmare of a place for them to try and fight in. Crystallis will jump in onto Gilgir, but the BKB's back up. Gilgir getting him with the burst and with the axes. Finish off from rASmus. They take out Alex, as Alex will buy back immediately. Ace moving in over towards them, as Crystallis also using his buyback, but now they've lost Mallory for good, as it's a dieback on the Void Spirit. Hellbear Smasher still with everybody alive, still with the Aegis on Ace. As Stormstormer is ready for another round. He leads it onto Ammar. Zammar's down. He has got buyback. Let's see if he wants to try and go for one last fight, but he's going to have to do it without Mallory or Fishman. As Crystallis and Alex being forced back to the base. Ammar will buy back it. We'll see if they've got anything left in the tank here for one final try here against Smashers. The Smashers have taken the racks. They can continue to sweep over and take everything here from the base of Creepwave. There's not much left here for Creepwave to offer.
The dive bomb from the bird from the Beastmaster. rASmus tried it.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's
rASmus, he's going to be quite happy now, especially with this sort of outcome. They were bullying him hard at the start.
Oh yeah,
But
false promise.
and Crystallis, he has to run out. As soon as he gets in there, he has to get back out of there. They're going to lose Crystallis. The one Wukong's command is back up and is down again. As Crystallis stuck in the middle of it all, he'll fall. The egg as well will be popped. As GG's called, Hellbear Smashers take this game 3. With that, the series is there. 2-1 against Creepwave. Creepwave put up an excellent fight in game 2, but game 1 and game 3 just barreled out of control, and both times just unable to put a stop.